You didn't come across this material by accident. This is your unique opportunity to discover the truth about the world of cryptocurrencies before it's too late for your money and your dreams. Crypto Explain. Everything you need to know to stay safe. If you don't want to be someone living in illusion, take a few minutes and watch this material to the end. You may have already noticed that behind the facade of greatness, incredible opportunities, promises of huge profits, and one-of-a-kind possibilities, there often lies nothing more than plain fraud and people whose only goal is to take your money and not get caught. I'm talking here not only about blatant scams that leave no room for doubt, but also about sophisticated white-glove scams where billions of dollars vanish and no one is caught or brought to justice. In this material, I'll explain why nearly 98% of projects are mere manipulations and frauds, how to recognize them, and most importantly, how to protect yourself from losing your money. Just a few years ago, few of us believed that the digital reality would enter our lives with such force. Today, it's part of everyday life. Cryptocurrency payments, digital wallets, Web3 applications, the metaverse, Donald Trump talking about blockchain technology practically every day, Tesla and Elon Musk attempting to integrate blockchain with government institutions, and Walmart or Amazon testing stablecoins as an alternative payment method to avoid high fees associated with credit and debit card processing. Hey you! If you never want to miss the most important cryptocurrency updates again, leave a like, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment. That way, I'll know I can put my whole heart and time into creating more content. Your engagement means a lot to me and is a huge source of motivation. While these innovations open up entirely new possibilities, they also bring real risks that can have very serious consequences. The online world is evolving faster than ever before. Technological progress has made access to global markets, decentralized finance, and virtual worlds easier than ever. We can invest, communicate, and create without borders. All it takes is an internet connection, a computer, or a smartphone. That's it. But wherever money and personal data appear, cybercriminals follow. And nowhere are they as prevalent as in the cryptocurrency environment. Wondering why? Because it's easy and clean money. How much money are we talking about? You can see the current amount right now on the screen. Quite a large sum, right? Anyone would be tempted by that kind of money, especially since you don't even have to leave your home to get to it. I'll explain why in a moment. All it takes is creating the illusion of something valuable, something with a future, promoting it on widely accessible social media platforms, and voila! The recipe for a stream of flowing dollars is ready. People responsible for such behavior are excellent marketers. They know how to grab your attention, they know how to gain your trust, and they know that people will invest and wait endlessly for the huge profits they were promised. Unfortunately, as statistics confirm, in 98% of cases, that scenario never comes true. Almost all projects collapse, some very suddenly in a short period of time, others die slowly, playing for time and leaving nothing behind. I will help you understand how all of this works. I will give you the ability to recognize certain warning signs that will help you avoid all the wrong projects. I will show you the world of fraud in 3 stages and explain why 98% of projects are plain and simple manipulations whose only goal is to get your money. We'll start with examples of projects that crashed with a loud bang, creating major media storms. The first such example is Terra LUNA and the stablecoin UST. Luna was one of the top projects, ranking 7th in terms of market capitalization. In May 2022, UST lost its peg to the dollar, which triggered a spiral drop in the token's price from over $110 to well below 1 cent. The domino effect resulted in billions of dollars in losses for both retail and institutional investors. This earthquake completely shook the market. In the end, the promise of a decentralized dollar turned out to be a complete illusion. Another scenario of this kind involved Bitconnect, which was a pseudo-investment program offering unrealistic returns through a bot trading mechanism. The entire concept was pure fiction and simply a financial pyramid scheme. Its collapse in 2018, from a price of $400 per token to just a few cents within a single day, was one of the first and largest scale cases in crypto history. The Ponzi scheme played out as it always does, mercilessly. The next massive scam was the story of the FTX exchange and its token, FTT. At one point, it was the second largest cryptocurrency exchange, appearing in advertisements during nearly every major sporting event. In November 2022, it declared insolvency, was accused of fraud, and all client-held funds vanished. A major media storm in the United States revealed connections to politicians and exposed just how brazen and corrupt the entire mechanism was. The takeaway? Even the biggest institutions aren't safe if they're run by dishonest people. There are hundreds of such stories, some on a large scale, others smaller, which is why I keep repeating that all funds should be held exclusively in your own wallet, never on an exchange, and especially not on any other external platform. This doesn't eliminate risk entirely, but it significantly increases your chances, because even if something bad happens, you can still take action. Actions that, in most cases, allow you to recover at least part of your funds. The second most important pillar of all kinds of scams is the category of pump and dump projects. If you've made it this far, it means you're a true and dedicated crypto enthusiast. Let me know you're here. Leave a comment, like the video, and that way I'll know you want to see more content. I'll prepare it especially for you, and you'll be one of the first to see it and use all the information it contains to your advantage. That's a good deal. Every day, around 50,000 new coins are created, and as you can probably guess, these are not projects with a promising future. They're just worthless tokens created solely to scam you out of your money. On the screen, you can see a few examples of price behavior right after such tokens are launched. The pattern is always the same. The coin appears automatically on decentralized exchanges, the price rises, it's promoted on social media, people buy in, and then the creators dump their entire supply, pocketing hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Sometimes even more. It depends on various factors. And then the whole process starts all over again. Why does it work? Because there's always a small group of outsiders who manage to make some profit and want more. But this is nothing more than pure gambling and the worst possible strategy based entirely on chance. On the screen, you can see one of the biggest rug pull schemes inspired by the TV series Squid Game. Its creators made an enormous amount of money. That's why I can guarantee you, this will never end, because scammers will always be hungry for opportunities like this. The next scheme involves projects that initially look good. They give the impression of having solid potential. They grow, form partnerships, gain visibility and attention. But over time, all of that fades away. I've noticed that it's possible to operate legally, promote yourself, collect massive amounts of investor money during the early phase, and then, if it goes on long enough and the decline isn't dramatic, no one seems to complain. After 2 or 3 years of slowly dying, everyone just says, "Oh well, it simply didn't work out." The money vanishes, no one recovers their initial investment, and the cycle repeats endlessly, just like you can see on the screen. Hundreds of projects simply appeared, raised funds, and are dying to this day, in most cases with no prospects for any change. Unfortunately, this is the full truth about the altcoin market. Right now, you're also seeing one of the biggest projects of 2024 and 2025, which was listed on all major exchanges, and yet the price dropped by 90% in a single day. Why? Because a person connected to its creation who held a large supply of the token decided to sell it and destroyed the market. That's why all these factors combined mean that only a few projects, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, have a real chance of being part of the 2% that will stay with us long term. All the rest will disappear with no chance of survival. Remember, besides what I've shown you, there are hundreds of other ways digital scams can occur, equally dangerous and not to be ignored. The ones I've listed in this recording are the most common and the most significant. Without a doubt, it can be said that online security is no longer just an option. It's a necessity. Before you invest in cryptocurrencies, create a web wallet, or enter the metaverse, make sure you know how to protect yourself, your assets, your data, your time, and most importantly, your peace of mind are worth it. Interested? Go to Udemy and enroll in the course. Gain the confidence that you won't become an easy target in the digital world. The link is directly below this material. It's better to be protected than to regret it later. Good luck.